I don't know which is more disconcerting, the pictures of me on the t-shirts or that thing that was up there of me dancing with the white. I don't know which one is worse. But I'd be remiss if I didn't acknowledge Andy Baylog, because we're celebrating 40 years. He's been here over 60. So Andy, he's come to most of our games. And although I'm competitive, I have told Andy I have no intention of breaking that record. So it's all yours, but thank you for all your support. I'm fortunate to have my sister here and a lot of my college friends and a high school friend, and thank you for coming. They actually discovered TEDS this afternoon. I'm a little afraid. But I learned so much from them, and they taught me not only about basketball and about teammates, but friendship, and we've been friends for over 40 years, so thank you for coming. I appreciate it. And then the student section. We love you guys. Thank you. I don't know if you've heard this part of the story, but I used to have to teach jogging. You had a requirement, a phys ed requirement, and the most popular phys ed class was my jogging class. And I would like to tell you here now, I would have given all of you A's. Last but not, well, actually, I guess last but not least, it's the players that are standing in front of me and those that couldn't make it here. You are truly the reason that I'm in coaching, and you're certainly the reason that I've stayed in coaching. Some of you might be the reason I get out of coaching, but I can't tell you how much it means to me to have you here. And I know that you said that we've taught you a lot. The one thing I've never understood was the whole trauma caused by stockings. Hopefully you've gotten over that. But I need you to know that you mean more to me and have taught me more than I could have ever taught you. So thank you very much for being here.
I was asked earlier how to explain it, how to explain, you know, all these 40 years and everything that went into the 40 years. And it's not possible, obviously, in a short period of time to go over all the things that went into having this happen. We never sat down and said, hey, let's make a plan, let's make a 40-year plan, and let's see if we can make this happen. Like Dee said, and Sue said, and Maya said, it's about just coming here every day and trying to be better than we were yesterday. And the frustrations that go along with that, the fun things that go along with that, when you see players get better, when you see them do things that they didn't think they could do, when you see them cut down a net because they just won a national championship. It's the things that that they ended up getting when they came here that made it worthwhile to keep staying here. And the more that we stayed, the more they came, the more they accomplished, the more we wanted to stay. And the more we stayed, the more people came. So the best way to explain it is there's probably, I don't know how many, if there's 62, 63, 64, however many there are here, plus who's ever not here. There's 100 and how many players did we say we had? 100, whatever that number is, 150, 160, 100. So there's really 160 stories that could explain how this all happened. And each player that played here has their own story. You know, some of it's a nightmare. Some of it's a fairy tale, right? Because you can't you can't draw up Stewie and Tuck and Mariah and that whole team. You can't draw up that story because that is a fairy tale. To go to college, play 4 years, and win 4 national championships. That doesn't happen. But what also is a fairy tale is those kids that came here as walk-ons and just wanted to be part of it. And yet they were treated just like they were the National Player of the Year coming out of high school. They were treated with the same level of respect as the best player in the country was. And then eventually they got a scholarship, and then they graduated and went on to do great things. And for those players, it truly was a fairy tale come true because they were never recruited, they were never thought of as playing at this level, and yet we gave them that opportunity, and then they gave us that sense of this is what you're doing to people's lives. And no amount of championships and no amount of numbers or awards or anything like that can take the place of the lives that we've impacted, that they've allowed us to impact. That, to me, is the strongest part. Is I know CD alluded to it. We've impacted 100 and some lives. Some great, some a little, and some a tiny bit. But we did have an impact on every single one. But they all had an impact on us. Some a little, some a little more, and some great. But when it's over, whenever it is, whenever this is all over, what we'll remember is tonight, we'll remember this, and I'll remember each and every one of my players that I've ever coached. I'll remember them when they were 17, and the look in their eyes of, Coach, can you help me do this? And I say, I don't know, I think I can, but, we'll see. And now we look back 40 years later, and I would say, I don't know how much I helped them get what they wanted, but they helped me get everything I wanted. So thank you. And the unsung heroes that are all here, that work in our office, that all through the years, Sarah's been with us since 1995, and so many other people have had a hand in all this. And my family's here for the first time, all that's left, all of them together over there. So we got Kathy's over there, and Christian and Andrew and Luke, my grandkids, and Todd, my son-in-law, and Jenna, and Alyssa, and Michael, my son, Caitlin, his wife, Gia, their daughter, my brother, Fruge, and Donato, and Nikki, and one of our practice player, Nicholas. Alyssa's here, Michael's here. So, my family's grown up here, and CD and I have grown up here, and you all have made it an incredibly, incredibly special. There was a time, CD was right, when we had to bribe students to come to the games. We encouraged them to come, and we were thrilled when they came, because for these kids that played, they're your teammates. You go to class with them. They know you. You know them, and they represent you even more than they represent these fans that come and watch us. You are Connecticut. You are the University of Connecticut, and that's what it is. I was a little disappointed because the guys that have those, I was a little disappointed because I thought you would streak along this red carpet, and it would be all over ESPN. Right? Do it. All right, get out.